If you want to grow tomatillos in your garden this year, there are a few things I bet you don't know. I know for myself, these were brand new things that I just learned about growing tomatillos this year. And so I'm super excited to share them with you today. I'm going to show you the step-by-step process of planting tomatillos out in your garden and share the few secrets that I just learned this year that are going to make your plants grow so much better. Tomatillos are a great summer crop to grow, and they're very unique because they are very similar to tomatoes in the sense that they grow roots from their entire stem. So you want to plant them deeply so that they can grow roots from the entire buried stem, which will create a really strong and healthy plant. So when it comes time to planting your tomatillos, you can either transplant them or directly sow them by seed, although it's recommended to transplant them. And all you have to do is dig a fairly deep hole so that you can bury about half to 2/3 of that tomatillo plant, because remember, everything underneath the surface of the soil is going to grow roots. And then you space out your tomatillos about 18 to 24 inches apart. They're going to do best if you give them some support. So you want to grow them along a trellis or stake them so that you can support the plant as it grows. It's going to get really big, sort of like a tomato, and if you don't trellis it, it's going to just fall over and sprawl out along the ground. So growing it vertically along some kind of trellis or staking system is going to be best. And then many tomatillos come with multiple tomatillos growing in one seed cell, and you can go ahead and plant 2 to 3 of those plants in the same hole and then just thin to the strongest seedling, or you can individually break those seedlings apart and just be gentle and then transplant each plant individually. But what I have found is sometimes one plant either gets stressed out from transplant or gets killed off by a slug or something like that. So I always try to plant at least 2 tomatillos per hole, and then I'll just thin it to the strongest seedling once they're both growing pretty well. Another important thing when you're planting tomatillos is that you need at least 2 or more plants for them to properly get pollinated. So don't just grow 1 tomatillo or you won't have success. Plant at least 2 or more to make sure that your plants get pollinated. And tomatillos are great for making sauces and salsas, which often requires quite a few tomatillos. So the more you can plant, the better, especially if that's something that you frequently use. So to quickly recap planting your tomatillos, just give them 24 to 36 inches between each plant. Support them with some sort of trellis or staking system. You don't want to just let the plants fall over and sprawl along the ground. So give them some sort of support. Bury the stem deep because it's going to grow roots all along the buried stem. So it's very similar to a tomato plant in that sense. Everything beneath the soil is going to grow roots, and the deeper you can plant it, the stronger the plant will be. And then make sure you plant 2 or more tomatillos for proper pollination. If you just have 1, the plants aren't going to properly pollinate. So grow multiple. And if you want to learn more about summer gardening, one of my favorite crops to grow is tomatoes. And tomatoes do best when you can give them lots of space. And so in this video right here, I talk all about spacing your tomato plants, and giving them the optimal amount of space is really what's going to give you much better success this season with your tomatoes. So head to that video next, and I'll see you there.